Good morning to all of you. I am going to continue the same polity sessions topic, that is CBI, okay, Central Bureau Investigation. Yesterday I have covered few of the aspects, but today I will cover the remaining all the facts of CBI. Yesterday I have also told the general overview of difference between NIA and CBI. Okay, now I hope all of you are getting that the difference between the procedures of working procedure and the working field of CBI and NIA is different, not like. Okay, so let's move ahead and we will see today some facts about CBI. So see, it is the today's topic, that is Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI. Okay, it is the almost the head agency of around the all the states of India. Okay, it is the head agency of investigation beside of particularly terrorism. Okay, terrorism, apart from terrorism and narcotics, drugs, okay, these are the other exception. Okay, if we left all these things, then CBI is the head investigating agency, primary investigating agency of government of India, that is CBI. Okay, so yesterday I have given an overview and today I will cover the remaining all the facts of CBI. So let's move to the next slide and we will see that how CBI behave. Okay, how director of CBI actually appointed, all those things we will see. So just look here, even if it not proper visible to all of you, just listen me carefully. Okay, I hope I am audible to all of you. So let's see, CBI can suo motu. I hope I have described about suo motu. Okay, even in the chapter of, I hope Supreme Court till now not covered, but suo motu means taking action without any complaint. It means I have given that example about the incident of judge accident in any town of Jharkhand. Okay, high courts have take its own suo motu. Suo motu means, first of all understand what is suo motu, then only you will understand this slide, otherwise you will confuse in it. So suo motu means, like just I am giving an example. See, I will giving this example on behalf of as particularly for CBI. So let's see, if any incident has taken place, like a serial killer have killed 5 persons. Okay, serial killer have killed 5 persons. So this is so an offensive crime. Okay, really offensive crime, horror crime. So even if, okay, even if means no any FIR registered till now, then even CBI can take suo motu on that crime. Okay, and CBI can start investigation, its own investigation, without any request to CBI for investigation. Okay, so CBI can take suo motu, but CBI cannot take suo motu in all the circumstances. Okay, it is restricted to some areas. Fine. So now I hope that what is suo motu, all of you are getting clarified about suo motu. I am giving again another example of suo motu on according to the way of action of Supreme Court, like that. See, like the recent issue, that is Pegasus. Okay, Pegasus. Okay, fine. So if Supreme Court wants, then Supreme Court take action on the case of Pegasus without any complaint coming to Supreme Court, because if Supreme Court feels that this is a security threat to our nation of the matter related to Pegasus, then Supreme Court has power to take suo motu. Suo motu means can take action, means can hear on that issue without coming of any complaint to Supreme Court. That is suo motu. That if I have power of suo motu, okay, then I can do that, I can do any action without even anyone is not complaining to me for taking that action, even that I will take that action if that will come under my area. That is called suo motu. I hope now it is more clear to all of you what is suo motu. So let's see, CBI can suo motu take up investigation. Okay, means CBI can use suo motu investigation. It is clear, of offenses only. I have already told you, not in the whole circumstances CBI can take suo motu. CBI can use suo motu investigation only in the union territories, not in the states. So there are right now 8 union territories. Fine, 8 union territories. So only in those 8 union territories CBI can work. Okay, CBI can work even if the matter of suo motu, means CBI can take its action, CBI can investigate, start investigate. Okay, in those union territories, those 8 union territories, I am not talking about a state, shared union territories clearly mentioned. Okay, so that is the special circumstances of suo motu power of CBI. It is a preliminary question too. Okay, that suo motu can has the power taken by the CBI. It is right or wrong? So it is right, but there is a special provision under which only under that provision CBI can take suo motu. That is, offences happen only in union territories, not in states. I hope now it is clear that what is suo motu, and yes, CBI has the suo motu investigation power. Okay, and under which area CBI can use his suo motu power investigation? Only in this particular area, that is, offences happened in 8 union territories inside the union territory of, means inside the Union of India. I hope it is clear, this slide is clear to all of you. So should I move to the next one? So I am moving to the next slide. So let's see, the central government, means the union government, right now the NDA government. So the central government can authorize CBI, means central government can give power to CBI to investigate a crime in a state. Okay, but only with the consent of the concerned state government. It means this slide will clear to all of you when I am giving this example. Okay, listen me carefully. If you will understand this example, then definitely this slide is very clear to all of you. Even this slide tells the whole thing about CBI. Okay, the contradiction issues, like have you heard about West Bengal issues, like Rajiv Kumar, okay, Kolkata police commissioner, like something like that post. Okay, so let's say I am giving you a hypothetical example. Okay, it is just assumption, not reality. I am already telling. Okay, it is not reality. I am just assuming for understanding of all of you. Otherwise, don't take it, okay, in a proper way. It is just for an example purpose, as I was assuming the hypothetical situation. So assume that if in a state of Maharashtra, okay, if any offensive crime has been taken place, okay, like any means incident has taken place, fine, any incident taken place, then central government cannot tell CBI, okay, central government of India cannot tell CBI to investigate in that matter without the permission of that particular state. Okay, now I hope all of you are getting it. Even if not, then I am giving another example. Okay, another example, just listen it carefully. Like what happened in West Bengal case. Okay, in West Bengal, I hope it is almost 2 years earlier somehow, approx that time. Okay, somehow it will be 6 years more or less. What happened in Kolkata, that it's somehow like a post of West Bengal police, Kolkata police commissioner, like that post. Okay, that named is, I think it's Rajiv Kumar. So in a cheat fund, a scam, his name are actually coming. Okay, it's just coming. I am not taking that he is the guilty. Okay, name coming in offensive doesn't mean he is guilty. He can be innocent too. Okay, so it is upon judiciary that that person is guilty or innocent. So that name of Rajiv Kumar has come. Okay, so CBI team has reached to arrest, okay, has reached to arrest that person in Kolkata. Okay, but without the consent of West Bengal government. Okay, so this is not the way CBI will have to work. CBI can start in investigation in any state when central government will give permission to CBI to start investigation in that state, but central government too, first of all, central government has to take permission of that particular state government. Okay, permission of that particular state government, that I am giving permission to CBI to investigate in that matter of your state. Okay, fine. So in union territories, CBI has suo motu power investigation, but in a state suo motu is not available. I hope it is clear. I have given two examples, one of Maharashtra and one of which one? One of West Bengal, of capital of West Bengal, that is Kolkata. So I hope it is more clear to all of you. Again I am reading it. The central government can authorize CBI to investigate a crime in a state, but only with the consent, means permission of the concerned state government, means respective state government, that particular state government. Now I hope it is clear. So I am moving to the next slide. These are important ones. These are actually even in news, okay, that CBI has gone to in any state and started its investigation, and that particular state government saying that CBI is doing wrong because we have not given permission. Okay, so I am lefting it upon all of you that you will decide that according to the law rules of CBI, either that is good behavior or bad behavior. I am lefting upon all of you. The next slide. However, the Supreme Court and High Courts, only two courts I am mentioning here. Supreme Court and High Courts, I am not mentioning here any tribunal. Any tribunal I am not mentioning here. What is tribunal? Till now all of you are confusing it that what is tribunal. Okay, with upcoming lectures, when I will cover Supreme Court and High Courts, then about tribunals, you will definitely know about what is tribunal. Tribunal is a type of court, okay, for a specific reason set up. So, the Supreme Court and High Courts, however, means however, in other way we can read it as however, the Supreme Court and the High Courts can order CBI, okay, to investigate anywhere in the country without the consent of the state. Like I am giving an example, okay, again, see, like any incident if taken place in a state of Chhattisgarh, okay, just hypothetical example, any incident, serious incident taken place in Chhattisgarh, fine, and if anyone has complained in Supreme Court or even in any respective High Courts, means High Court of Chhattisgarh state, then if that matter is going to complain in Supreme Court, then Supreme Court, and if that matter is going to complain in High Court of Chhattisgarh state, then that is High Court. Then Supreme Court and High Court can give order to CBI to start that investigator in that particular state, that is Chhattisgarh, without the permission of the state of Chhattisgarh government and without the permission of the central government too. That is the power of Supreme Court and High Courts. Okay, that is why we are always saying that it is ultimately the Supreme Court of India and then the High Courts of India who will save the democracy, okay, who will save the Constitution of India. If any government tries to do any unauthorized things, okay, if any government trying to do anything that is not according to the Constitution of India, then Supreme Court and High Courts have much more powers than Government of India, okay, to restrict on those actions of Government of India. Okay, when we will read about the incidents of Indira Gandhi, okay, the judgment of Allahabad High Court, then you will see that what is the power of High Court and Supreme Court. Okay, that even High Court has given judgment, okay, given a judgment that this election that has been contested by Mrs. Indira Gandhi has won by miscalculation, okay, by mismanagement. Okay, right now is the judiciary, means Supreme Court and High Courts, is fair or not, it is ongoing matter of discussion. Okay, it is ongoing matter of discussion, you can discuss on it, but it is not our topic. When we read about Supreme Court and High Courts, we will discuss in that topic. Okay, so in a simple way we can say that if any case gone to High Courts and Supreme Courts, then Supreme Courts and High Courts both have the power to say CBI, to order to CBI to start that investigation in any of the state without the permission of central government of India and without the permission of that state government. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next slide. These are the important ones. Okay, so moving to the next one, let's see. Director of CBI. Okay, there is a contradiction of director of CBI when the midnight incident has taken place in CBI headquarters in New Delhi between Rakesh Asthana and Alok Verma. Have you remembered that incident? Okay, opposition also opposed about that incident. After that, Alok Verma has transferred in some other state and Rakesh Asthana become the director. After that, he has been removed too. But that was a incident that is actually really contradictory incident. You know, Delhi police have surrounded the CBI headquarters in midnight. Okay. In my opinion, that is not a proper way to behave like that with CBI director. Okay. You have to do work. Okay. You cannot just punish any of the criminal directly on hanging him. Okay. Directly on hanging him. It is not like that. If you will start directly any person on hanging him, then it is not a country which is democratic or working according to the Constitution of India. There are several rules and regulations here. Definitely times will take its on. Okay, courts will take its own time, but there is a procedures according to which you have to work. So a director of CBI is contradictory at that time. Okay, so see here about director CBI is Inspector General of Police. Okay, means Inspector General of Police it is called. That is called Director of CBI. You can also call it as Inspector General of Police. So Delhi Special Police Establishment is responsible for the administration of the organization. I have told it in a study session that about Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, even 1946. Have you remembered it? So these are some special things about director. This is not an important one. Okay, in the next slide you will see the important aspects of as the post of as the rank of director. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Fine, and we will see about directing post. Let's see. Till the period of 2014, the CBI director was appointed on the basis of Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. It means after its establishment in 1963, that is CBI. Okay, after the establishment of CBI in 1963, so from 1963 to 2014, the director of CBI was appointed on the basis of rules of Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. Okay, Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. According to that act, the director of CBI was appointed from 1963 to 2014. Okay, but when the Union Government of India changed, like UPA government gone through power and India government came in power, then that rules also changes. Okay, so move to the next slide and we will see that right now what is the situation to appoint the director of CBI. Who will appoint the director of CBI? So let's see. In 2014, what happened that the Lokpal, have you remember the Lokpal incidents, Lokayuk in 2012, 13, something around that period? Okay, particularly in 2012, the hunger strike movement. So in 2014, the Lokpal Act provided a committee for appointment of director. Till 2014, from 1963 to 2014, director of CBI was appointed according to the rules and regulations of Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946. But from 2014 itself, in 2014, the Lokpal Act, okay, set up a committee, provided a committee to appoint director of Central Bureau of Investigation, that is CBI. So what is that committee? What is about that committee? Who is inside that committee and who is head that of the committee? Okay, so we will look all in this one. Okay, until now the same thing is working about the appointment of director of CBI. Okay, so I am moving to the next slide and we will see the appointment of the present situation of appointment of director of CBI from 2014 to at the present time. The procedures of appointment of director of CBI we will see right now. So move to the next slide. See, first of all, there is a committee, and committee provided by which one? Committee formed by Lokpal. Okay, Lokpal Act. In 2014, Lokpal Act set up a committee to appoint director of CBI. So who is on under this committee? So it is the Prime Minister who will head that committee. So definitely Prime Minister is a member of that committee. Okay, that committee provided and formed by Lokpal Act. So Prime Minister is the head of that committee. It means automatically Prime Minister is also a member of that committee who will appoint director of CBI. So now we will see some other members of who is of that committee who will appoint director of CBI. Okay, so let's see in next slide. See other members. Who are the other members apart from Prime Minister? Okay, who will sit in committee of according to Lokpal Act to appoint director of CBI, means Central Bureau of Investigation. So we will see about other members right now. So listen it carefully. It is really an important one because everyone know about the Prime Minister, but no one knows that who are the other members who will under in the procedures of appointment of director of CBI. So let's see. Leader of opposition. Okay, leader of opposition can sit. Leader of opposition or leader of the single largest opposition party. It means, see, leader of opposition and leader of the single largest opposition party. It means, see, leader of opposition is different from leader of the single largest opposition party. Okay, to become leader of opposition, first of all, your party should be the largest party after the formation of the government of India. It means, I am giving you an example. In 2019 general election, okay, in 2019 general election, what happened? NDA, that is BJP, okay, BJP was the main part of NDA, is the main part of NDA. So NDA has formed its government. So after forming its government, who was the second largest party? It is the UPA, okay, United Progressive Alliance. Congress is the main head of that party, that united, okay, that of coalition of parties. So the leader of opposition, okay, if that opposite party, okay, that the second largest party, see, understand my language, after formation of government, the majority party will form its government, then that party cannot make its leader as the leader of opposition. Leader of opposition means those party who will not in the power at the union level, okay, who can become the leader of opposition. So who will become leader of opposition? The second, okay, the second largest majority party. So it is the UPA, and you can see when it is Congress. So minimum 1/10 of total Lok Sabha seats must be won to become leader of opposition in Lok Sabha. Minimum. Okay, if minimum 1/10 seats not won by that particular party, then if government of India wants, then government of India can give the status of, okay, leader of opposition. It means in 2014 a Congress has won something around 44 seats something, okay, or it's 46 like that, 44 I think it was. So 44 was not 1/10 of 543, not at all, okay, not at all. But instead of that, then if India government want at that time, then there will be no leader of opposition, okay, then there will be no leader of opposition post, but India has given that post to Congress. Okay, then if assume that if India government had not given the status of leader of opposition, okay, because 1/10 seats have not won, then that will not called as leader of opposition, that will called as leader of the single largest opposition party. Fine. I hope now it is clear. Even it is not clear, then you can see this video again, then you will analyze the whole thing. So in other members, first member is leader of opposition. If there is no leader of opposition, then leader of the single largest opposition party. Apart from this, other member is Chief Justice of India. If Chief Justice of India is not available, then any Supreme Court judge, okay, any Supreme Court judge nominated by Chief Justice of India on behalf of Chief Justice of India. If Chief Justice of India is not available, Chief Justice of India means Chief Justice of Supreme Court, okay. So Prime Minister one, as it said of that committee. Second, leader of opposition. If there is no leader of opposition, then leader of the single largest opposition party. Third member of that committee is Chief Justice of Supreme Court, or you can call it as Chief Justice of India, number third member. Or if Chief Justice of India is not available due to any reason, then there will be any Supreme Court judge, okay, on the basis of, on the suggestion of Chief Justice of India. So these are three members. So voting of 2 and 1, okay, will appoint as director of CBI. So what happened in that incident during the appointment of, even in the appointment of Alok Verma and even in the resignation of Alok Verma, means transferring of Alok Verma from director of CBI. the leader of opposition, that is Mallikarjun Kharge, at that time, he has said that the selection process of director of CBI or the removing process of director of CBI is not happened in a proper way. He is claiming it. Either that is right or wrong, that is a separate matter of debate. Okay. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So should I move to the next slide? So I am moving to the next one. Okay. I hope its time is lifting. Okay. So let's see. Director of CBI has been provided security tenure of 2 years term by the CVC Act of 2003. CVC means Central Vigilance Commission. Okay, Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003. So what happens? See, if just assume that you are the director of CBI, okay, and if you are not working in a way as the government of India wants, then you can be removed. Okay, but what happens if you have the security that you cannot be removed before 2 years, then you will work independently. You can work as an autonomous body, as an autonomous post. Okay, no one will interfere in your matter, in your investigation. It will happen only when there will be security tenure of your period of post of director of CBI. Okay, but actually it not happen because government of India using CBI in its own way. I am not saying it. Okay, even Supreme Court at different times have called and given its judgment about CBI. Okay, not judgment, just call, it's given in opinion. Okay, so in many of the times it is saying that CBI works according to the wish of desire of government of India. Okay, but it is also not means against the law, because it is itself written that CBI will work with the permission of central government of India. CBI will not work according to the permission of central government of India only when the high courts or the Supreme Courts will give order to CBI to investigate on any matter anywhere in the India. That is the overview of investigation department of CBI. So now let's see. Director of CBI has been provided security tenure of 2 years. Remember this term of 2 years. Okay, there is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, different kinds of tenures for like director of CBI. Okay, you know, CAG, fine, CAG, different types of, fine, election commissioner. There are really different kinds of posts whose term is really different. So their term is secured for by which only when if their term is secured they can work independently without the interference of central government on any other person. Okay, if I have the security that I can do anything, I have fixed that I cannot be removed, okay, till next 2 years, then I can work independently according to my own thought, okay, according to my own department's position. So I hope it is clear to all of you that why there is security tenure has been given to director of CBI, but it's not working properly actually. Whenever government of India feels that this director is not working according to its desire, then government of India removed him. Just like in case of Alok Verma. Okay, in the midnight of that night, okay, that person has been removed because it is rumors that that person is going to start investigation on Rafale deal. That is only rumors. What is the truth? I am left it out upon you. So I am moving to the next slide. Let's see. Means a really interesting one, opinion given by Supreme Court about CBI. Okay. In Hindi it is called as पिंजरे का बंद तोता. Okay, पिंजरे में बंद तोता. So it's see, the Supreme Court of India has criticized the CBI. Supreme Court has the power. Ultimately, the Supreme Court, who is the means Supreme Court is the sole authority which can protect our democratic rights. Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court of India has criticized the CBI by calling the CBI as caged, means pinjra, caged parrot speaking in its master's voice. Are you getting it or not? Don't remember it. It is not coming in the examination hall. Okay. Caged parrot speaking in its master's voice. It means I am telling in Hindi, then you will understand it. Just I am using 1 or 2 sentences in Hindi. Okay. If I am not able to properly pronunciate in Hindi, then sorry for that. But because for appropriate understanding to all of you of this particular paragraph, sorry, this particular vertebral column, then it is not be clarified to all of you. So I'm actually Supreme Court has said and criticized CBI, and Supreme Court has said that CBI अपने मालिक मीन्स सरकार गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के अंडर में पिंजरे में बंद एक तोता है. सो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये डिसीजन मीन्स सीबीआई के पार्टिकुलरली एक विजन में दिया था. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सीबीआई को क्रिटिसाइज करते हुए कहा था कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट पिंजरे में बंद एक तोता है जो अपने मास्टर यानी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के आवाज पे उसके अकॉर्डिंग बिहेव करता है. दिस इज द ओपिनियन ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट, दिस इज नॉट माय ओपिनियन. सो this kind of contradiction thing CBI have sometime functioning, by which even Supreme Court has came forward and given his opinion. So I hope, sorry for my Hindi version. So due to excessive political interference in its functioning, why Supreme Court have given this opinion? Because Supreme Court has felt that actually there is too much interference of political parties of government of India in the working procedures of CBI. Then Supreme Court has given this judgment. So now I am lifting it upon all of you that we can compare that opinion of Supreme Court on CBI on the time frame of that midnight incident. You can compare it. Only when you will compare any bad thing of our democracy, then our democratic will survive, otherwise it will go to behave in some wrong way. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the other slide, if anyone remaining, otherwise I will finish my lecture here itself. Yes, it is remaining. See, CBI is exempted from the provisions of the right to information. Have you know about RTI, Right to Information Act? So CBI is exempted. CBI not comes under the procedures of RTI. Like recently, or you can give any examples, like in under which kinds of infrastructure, how much money has been spent by any government. So you can file an RTI, right to information, for that particular matter, and you will give the answer, from that authority of the government, that this amount of money has been funded for that particular infrastructure, that particular scheme. RTI comes in debate when means a fund, that is a prime minister fund, somehow made for this one for COVID related purpose, and even that fund not comes under RTI. That's why that funds of Prime Minister of India has came in contradiction. All of the persons are saying that if citizens of India are giving in the funds of money of Prime Minister, then it is the right of each and every citizens of India, they have the right to know that how much funds have been gone into that Prime Minister fund, that a special fund has been made, how much money has been transferred in that fund, and how many people have contributed in it, and what amount of that fund has been distributed to which of the following states, to which of the following infrastructures under the COVID preventive schemes. But that not come under RTI, that was it is in contradictory part. So in the same way, CBI is exempted from the RTI, because it should be exempted, it must be exempted, because CBI is if there is any procedures, CBI is working, CBI is investigating, and you will find an RTI, then the whole things about that investigation will known by everyone. So that can actually interference the investigation of CBI. So it is right thing, in my opinion it is right thing that CBI is exempted from the RTI. You can make some amendments and you can claim CBI in RTI, but not as a fully type, somehow a partially type. So CBI is exempted from the provisions of the RTI, Right to Information Act. So it is lacking public accountability. Now what is public accountability? I hope all of you are knowing it. Public accountability. If you are working for public, then you are accountability, you have accountable towards the public of India. So it is lacking public accountability because it not comes under RTI. So what's your opinion? Whether CBI should come under the process of RTI or whether it is continued as the exemption part of RTI? Okay, this question may come on any day. Till now this question has not come in mains examination. So I hope it is clear to all of you. This is an important fact. Okay, even you should remember that which of the main bodies of India, which of the main organizations of India do not comes under RTI Act. Either PMO office comes under RTI Act, either Chief Justice of India comes under RTI Act. Okay, so you should analyze on this one. I will also take a session, a separate session for those topics. Okay, don't worry about it. So if any other remaining I will cover, otherwise I will finish here my lecture itself. So let's see. So no, it's finished. So the topic of CBI has finished, Central Bureau of Investigation. Tomorrow I will start a new topic, that is tomorrow, since tomorrow is Sunday. So on Monday, tomorrow is Sunday, so tomorrow will be no class will be uploaded on Sunday. Okay, tomorrow will be no class uploaded because it's Sunday, it's off day. So on Monday we will start a new topic. Okay, so meet to all of you on Monday classes. So thank you so much.